What's up, guys? It's Ray Spencer with Legendary Life Media. Just kind of presenting you guys what mindset means to me. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about the psychology of money and how I got started understanding like what mindset is and how to start developing it. For me, it started off with understanding expectations and an attitude. An attitude, for example, is I got to make these calls each and every day to call homeowners, to call people to really get into real estate. And that's the attitude I got to have, is I'm going to succeed. I'm not going to stop. And that's the mindset you got to have in order to get to the bag. Without that, you don't make it. So the reason why mindset is important for somebody that's trying to get to the bag is it gives you a determination. It gives you an expectations of how you can reach the limit that you're trying to reach to. Without this level, without this mindset, without this attitude that you can reach this altitude, you'll be stopped by anything that's in your way. So you got to have a serious attitude, right? Which ultimately means you got to have this mindset that you're unstoppable. Nothing's stopping you until you reach this goal. And when you reach that goal, you have this crazy attitude of like, nothing's in my way, nothing's going to stop me until I succeed and get this bag. That's how it got to work. And a lot of people actually fail because they don't have the mindset. They don't have the proper mindset on how they can win. Even when you get knocked down, you still got to get back up, still stay into the fight, and still make it until the end of the day, no matter what it takes. That's true mindset. So in my life, one of the greatest things, like I grew up poor, I didn't have too much money or anything like that. And I had to learn what mindset was. I had to learn that it was an attitude and a way of actually doing things. And one of the biggest blocks for me is just even understanding what mindset is. Like I didn't grow up with an altitude, an attitude of how to actually make money unless we were, hustling or doing something that might have been a little bit illegal, right? So I had to learn how to have this attitude. And one of the biggest roadblocks I had to learn was not to quit in an area where I feel uncomfortable. That was the biggest setback, is when I run into something that was outside of my box, outside of my scope of what I wanted to do. It really just made me feel bad. It really just let me down, where I felt like I was not a success. And I had to learn like the mindset behind that was to actually just keep going. If you keep going, you break past any barriers, no matter what it is, and you go from being uncomfortable to being comfortable with making 5,000, to being comfortable with making 10,000. And then you start scaling and leveling up your mindset, and you get through all barriers and disciplines, and then you make that bag. So breaking through barriers, breaking through changes that get you to different levels, right? The way I use different scenarios to really break through is I had to really reform Ray. I had to really change who I really was to get past old beliefs and get past old habits. I had to get past all that stuff because money doesn't really grow on trees. So I had to develop a good mindset and good different beliefs behind that, so I can grow from looking at a dollar amount and believing that I'm poor and I come from poor belongings when I really don't, right? I come from wealthy people. I come from rich people, right? That's my making because that's who I'm trying to be and that's where I belong. The difference things about someone like me and someone who's trying to reach a level of success is you got to start somewhere. Like there has to be a beginning for you. There has to be a starting point where you start understanding that the person you are right now is not really who you want to be in the long run. When you make that determination that you want to change, it starts there. That's your first breakthrough. That's the way you start changing who you actually are, where you actually came from. And then you start going through different roadblocks. And as you jump those hurdles and those roadblocks, you become a different person. You become a different you, and you become a better you. That's how you become that ultimate person, and that's how you get that real true mindset of a winner. So real estate has helped me understand the foundation of wealth. Real estate is the foundation of wealth. Anybody who does businesses, anybody who does any type of entrepreneurship, really at the end of the day, they really want to put their money into real estate. People go do stocks and they want to put their money into real estate. People do businesses and then they have the hopes and dreams of buying 20 units, 30 units. So understand that real estate was really the true foundation of actual wealth, of real wealth. And I learned that in order to get into real estate, I had to develop a mindset that this is where true wealth is made. This is where I need to be at so I can kind of grow, earn, learn, and play and do bigger things that everybody else wants to do in life. Once I can master the foundations of real estate, I can master the foundations of anything. So the best way I break through people who don't understand what I'm doing, some people like to see things, some people like to hear things, some people like to touch things. I'm a visual person, so if I can see it, I can achieve it. And some people fall into that fashion where they can't do anything unless they actually see it and they can touch it. Some people believe in things when they can actually hear it and they can dissect it, think about it, mull over it. So for me, the biggest breakthrough and the biggest challenge is depends on how you learn as a learner. If you want to see a project, let's go look at a project. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what a flip looks like. Let's see what a hole looks like. Let's see what tenants look like. And really get that understanding of once you see it, you can do it yourself. The biggest thing that hit me that made my breakthrough is I wholesale a deal on Facebook. I didn't believe it was actually true until I was able to find a buyer, find a seller, connect them together with just a piece of paper and still make $10,000 at the end of the day in less than 30 days. Until that point, I couldn't make my breakthrough because it wasn't real. I couldn't believe it yet until it actually happened. Once I actually made it happen, I had this oh snap moment or this oh shit moment where I was like, it's true, it's possible. And once I started believing that it's possible, sky was the limit. The change in psychology that happened for me is the belief that it's possible for a person like myself to achieve whatever I wanted to achieve if I just believe. What became possible for me is the making money and how easy it was to make money by just selling a piece of paper. So listen, if you're a person who experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of drama in your lifestyle, coming from a single parent household, a broken household, anywhere in life where you're just low income and you just feel like right now life's a struggle, this isn't important for you, because this is how you make the transition from where you're at now, from a position of pain to a position of success, to a position of not having so much pain, not having so much worry and struggle. This is it for you. This is the time. So this is where you need to look at your mindset and where you're thinking about. Get rid of those negative thoughts, those negative habits. Start shifting yourself into a better position of mindset and belief and an attitude, and start moving towards positivity. Start moving towards your goal. Start moving towards your dream. And this is how you become more successful. The best thing I could tell somebody who's in a position of pain and just struggling is cut your shit. Get out of your own thinking. Get out of your own head. You have to. Because without that, you're not going to see what's happening on the other side. And you got to see what's happening on the other side so you can take care of people who are on the other side. And it's you. You're the one. I would start really shifting my mind away from anything that has to do with anything negative. You want to get to the light, stay out of the dark. You want to get away from people who are in the dark. You want to start reading. You want to start writing. You want to start getting out those positive things that are in you and start indulging and surround yourself in something that's more positive. That's the perfect mindset that you need to do. You got to start diving into podcasts, reading books, good things that really shift your mindset and get you to a position where you're starting to go to the other side of the fence. The core differences between somebody in my position and somebody who's not, somebody who has money, doesn't have money, is actually nothing. The real difference between the thing is just your mindset. There's a person who thinks they have, and there's a person who thinks they don't. That's the shift. Once you start shifting to I can, you get away from I can't. And then you start slowly building up that big, what I call big mo, right, is momentum. You need that motion builds, and as that motion builds into positivity, you start changing your life. You start moving into things that are more better, more positive. And that's the attitude that you need. That's the mindset that you have to have in order to be successful. This is Ray Spencer. I'm here with Legendary Life, and I want you guys to click subscribe. Make sure you guys learn and get the content. Let's go.